Hello, you're welcome to my channel. If this is the first time I'm coming across my video, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. Today we'll be learning how to make this basic top. It's a basic top, beginners friendly, and if it's something you would love to learn, please keep watching. Make sure to do well to like our video and subscribe and turn on notification bell so you get notified each time we upload new videos, and you can reach us with our handles. Thank you so much. Now let's get to the tutorial. This is the fabric I'm using. I used 1.5 yards of fabric. That's my pattern paper. So I've gone ahead to mark out 1 inch baseline. That's my starting point. Okay, is 1 inch. Then from there, that's my shoulder line. That's my chest line. To get your chest line, just divide your bust measurement by 6, whatever you have, add 1.5 to give you your chest line. Okay, then from there I'm marking my half length. That's the thing you need. You only need your chest line, your waistline, and your hip line for this. Okay, so from there I am going to mark from my waist to my hip line. I used 8. Please use your measurement. Okay, so I'm going to mark across. Sorry, the hip line mark wasn't really showing here. The camera wasn't capturing it, so I'm just going to mark across so that I'll have an even line. Okay, so my lines will be straight. So I'll just connect like so. So go ahead and connect yours. And the pattern paper is folded into 2. That's because I'm going to use this pattern for the front and the back. Okay, so the length I'm working with is 25. Then I'm going to, for the front, 25 for the front, then my sewing allowance, which is 1 inch for the front. Then from the back, from the base main measurement, so from the main measurement, I am going to go down by 5 inch. That's from the main measurement. That's the 25 of the front. I'm going to go down by 5 inch. You can do 6, you can do 7, depending on how, because it's almost like a high-low kind of a thing. That's the back effect is going to be longer than the front. That's just what I want to achieve. So you just mark across like so. So from now here, I'm going to impute my slope. Back slope is 1 inch. Then I'm going to impute my neck width and depth. I did 4 for the neck width, then the depth for the back 1.5, for the front 3.5. Okay, so I'm just going to connect like so. You can make your neck depth to 3 inch actually. Okay, and construct a slit at the back just to have access where you want to wear it, in case you're wearing a braid hair, or give you ease to wear it. Okay, so now I've connected my lines. This for the back and that's for the front. Like I said, I'm using the pattern to cut out for the front and the back. So now I'm going to connect my back slope, which is 1 inch. Then the front slope is 1.5. I'm going to just impute the 1.5 there and connect back like you see me do. So now I'm going to divide my shoulder into 2 using the front. I'm using the back shoulder slope to achieve this. Divide it into 2, then go in by 0.5. For the back, you can do 0.3 for the back, the front 0.5. Okay, So now I'm going to impute my chest measurement, which is 9.07. Please use your measurement. Usually I don't say the measurement here because I don't want to confuse us. But impute your measurement, your waist measurement now, then your hip measurement. So now we'll just connect our lines. I'm going to connect my chest line to the waistline, then to the hip line, like you see me do, like so. And blend off. If there is any sharp edges, you blend off, okay? Our body does not have sharp edges, okay? So I'm just going to reconnect this. Then I'm going to add one. I added 1 inch for ease. The paper is not enough, okay? So now we'll just connect from here to the back length, okay? Now we're doing the back length. So I'm going to impute my ease allowance, okay? That's not the sewing allowance, ease allowance. You're going to add 1 inch for ease. This does not have a zipper, so I'm going to put 1 inch for ease because the cloth does not have a zipper. Any cloth that does not have a zipper and is not stretchy, you have to put 1 inch for ease. I was actually adding 1 inch for ease, then 1 inch sewing allowance, but at the end of the hip line there was no more space, so I only added 1 inch for ease. So when I'm cutting, I'm going to add my 1 inch sewing allowance, or 1.5. You put as much sewing allowance as you want, okay? So I'm just going to reconnect the lines, and we're almost done with the pattern. So just go ahead and cut out your pattern. And at the edge of the waistline, I reconnected it again because of the extension, it's going to affect, so I have to reconnect like so. So that's, now let's cut out. We're cutting out for the back first. So this is the back. I've done the back. I've cut out the back with my sewing allowance. So now I'm going to remove my pins. So go ahead. We'll have to cutting the neckline for the front now. Go ahead and do so. Actually, this place I didn't realize I cut that. I wasn't supposed to, because that's already my ease, my sewing allowance for the front, but I actually replaced it when I was cutting out. Okay, so now let's do the alteration for the front. Okay, the alteration from your armhole line there, it depends on how you want it, okay? It's advisable. I will advise that it starts from your waist, and if you want to start from your waist, it's going to be 9 inch from your armhole depth to your waist. Is basically almost 9 inch or 8.5. Some persons are 8, so you can check it out. It's always work that way. So you connect to your half length. If you want it to cover your belly, it has to be below your half length, okay? Below your half length, which is in this case is 16. So imagine if your half length is 16, you're going to go down by maybe 17.5 or 18.5, then you connect to the other edge, if that makes sense, okay? So that it will cover your tummy. Then when you're cutting on your fabric, you add your sewing allowance, okay? if the trouser you're wearing it is high waist, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is just basically it. For this I did 5, so I've connected it down. I'll just cut out. It's just that simple. So now I've cut out and I've added my sewing allowance. The way you're going to cut it, you're going to cut it right side facing right side, if that makes sense, just like you see me do, because we're flipping, we're crossing it over to the other side so that it will lap. If not, you're going to waste your fabric. Okay, make sure they are cut right side facing each other, or the back side facing the other back side, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we're done. I'm going to just cross it over and show you. So this is what we have. So you just align and top stitch the neckline, then cut out your facing. So this is what we have. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold the edges like so. Just fold it with this added allowance you impute. If it's 1 inch, you add 0.5 and turn again with 0.5. If it's 0.5, you use 0.2, 0.2, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have gone ahead to top stitch the neckline. Okay, I've top stitched the neckline and hem the baseline, and I've given it a good press. So I'm going to put my facing, and I added interface. This is the best interface to use for your facing. Okay, if you're doing a facing, the reason is this: when you fold it over and you iron, it stays, it glues to the cloth. You don't need to, just add a little glue to support it. But if you use the other one, one that I just showed you, it doesn't have that effect. Okay, they are both good if you have it. This one doesn't have that effect, so I always prefer using this other one for my facing. But if you have paper stay, you can use it, but I prefer using this for my facing because of the effect it has. Even after a while, it still works. So I'm just going to iron the middle point. This is the facing, and I've sewn my loop. So you have to make a loop. If you're using a button, you have to make a loop. So I've sewn my loop. You can cut out 1 inch and sew on 0.3 and turn. Okay, so now this is the back. I'm going to put a slit at the back so that it will give ease to wear it. Okay, so I'm just going to place this like so. The folded edge will be tint out like so. Okay, while the facing will cover the extra inside. So when we're done, we'll just trim it off. If it makes sense, just watch what I'm doing. It's just easy. So you turn over to the other side again and you just sew. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a marker pen. I'll iron it first to give me a crease line so I can see what I'm working with rightly. Okay, so you should iron yours so that you have that line, so you can, like a guideline. This is what I'm saying, that when you turn over and iron, it glues. This has a glue, unlike the other one. Okay, that's why I like using this particular one for my facing, to use as support for my facing. Okay, so I'm just going to mark the midpoint. I'm using this marker pen because it's not going to show on the right side. And I went up by 1.5. okay, 1.5, so that when I'm done weaving, I'll have like 1 inch. That's where my starting point is going to be. So I'm just going to connect how I want to sew it. This will just give me guideline to be easier for me to sew, to do my stitch. Okay, so just go ahead and mark yours. It's very easy, simple. It's a simple tutorial. It's not going to take you 30 minutes. If you're fast, if you know what you're doing, 30 minutes, you're done. Okay, so now I'm just going to put it like so, and you go down 0.7 away from your neckline. Okay, you know we're going to sew with 0.5. You can do 1 inch away from it, 0.7, 1 inch, so that when we're done sewing we'll have like 0.5 or 0.3 or 0.4. Okay, so I did. If you're not good with how you control your stitch, do 1 inch away from it. By the time you're done sewing the neckline with 0.5 or however you can manage it, it will still hold. Okay, so I did 0.5. I'm just going to sew. What you do first, you're going to sew the neckline round first, then before you sew the side. Okay, it will help you have a even stitch. That makes sense. So I am done with that, and I've ironed, I've given it a good press. So this is what we'll have. That's the edge, the space I said we should leave. Okay, see, it enables me sew my neckline very well. So now this is what we'll have. I'm just going to turn the shoulder line, connect this shoulder to the other shoulder like so, like you see me do. You can do like this. You can choose to sew it direct, like you know the other way. There are 3 ways to sew things like this. Okay, so I'm done sewing my shoulder. Okay, and this is what I have. I've gone ahead to attach my sleeve. Sorry I didn't show where I cut my sleeve. The video, I thought I was recording, but it didn't record. NEPA took the light. Okay, so now we're just going to stitch the edge, and we're almost done. Please do make sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Okay, so this is it. Just sew on your added allowance and we're done. Thank you for watching, and here is the final look. See you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.